Fans who love The Blacklist definitely have a feel for espionage thrillers. While The Blacklist Season 9 is on air, you may still want to make a list of other similar shows as well. We say this because after Season 9 ends, you'll definitely look for something similar to watch. After all, Season 10 might not be here until next year, so let's get started. First, we have White Collar. Just like The Blacklist, White Collar also goes on with the Crook Helps Law theme, when the protagonist, FBI Special Agent Peter Burke, has to get help from Neil Caffrey, a con man. The con man is then set up to help the FBI catch several other white-collar criminals through his brilliant skills. A fun tone, season-long arcs, and Case of the Week theme is everything a Blacklist fan asked for, and White Collar offers it all. You can watch this iconic show on Hulu or IMDb TV for free. Next up, Mindhunter. While you wait for the next episode of The Blacklist, why don't you try diving into an adventurous plot with Jonathan Groff, a young FBI agent accompanied by Holt McCallany, who isn't just a family man, but also a very curious veteran. Mindhunter is actually about learning the specific criminal behavior Liz and Red are seeing tracking in The Blacklist. In this series, you'll see protagonists based on real people. However, the depicted interviews with serial killers included in it are real. Each of these interviews is portrayed in such a convincing manner that you'd feel like yourself are sitting there with Charles Manson. The show is available on Netflix, and you can enjoy both of its seasons on the streaming platform. Next, we have Gotham. Did you think that The Blacklist can't have many similarities with a superhero-supervillain show? Well, you were wrong, because Gotham might be the most similar show to The Blacklist. Both The Blacklist and Gotham follow a Case of the Week format to begin with. Later, when the episodes progress, viewers get to know the case they saw in the beginning is related to a much bigger mess. For example, the Court of Owls is Gotham and Berlin in The Blacklist. The colorful villains, strange quirks, and outlandish skill sets are enough to make these two shows stand face to face. If this seems like the show you've been looking for, you can watch all 5 seasons on Netflix. Another on our list is How to Get Away with Murder. There's no denying that this one is our personal favorite, and you won't regret watching this series. The relationship between Wes Gibbons and Annalise Keating is extremely similar to the mysterious relationship that Elizabeth Keen and Raymond Reddington have. These mystery relationships are the heart of each show, and that's what makes this show a great one to be on your to-watch list after The Blacklist. Besides the relationships, this show also has the same procedural Case of the Week format in the first few seasons. Not just that, the narratives of both these shows have their plots revolving around corrupt authorities and social injustice. So if you want to enjoy How to Get Away with Murder, then log on to Netflix right now. Next is Criminal Minds. Criminal Minds, just like The Blacklist, is such a great show that every crime thriller lover would never miss a chance to watch it. Not only does it make the fans ask, who is the killer, but it also makes us question why the killer would do it in the first place. Exactly how you see in The Blacklist, the Criminal Minds protagonists are also on a mission to figure out what led the killers to do what they did. The series is intense, and the plot makes the fans feel like they themselves are the ones finding solutions and answers to many pressing, sinister questions. To watch Criminal Minds, you'll need a subscription to ESPN Plus, Hulu, or Disney Plus. Now we have Luther. Available on Amazon Prime, Luther is another great show for the Blacklist fans. While catching the deadly criminals itself is a great deal, what did one do if the one catching them himself has his own demons? Such demons that made him even eviler than the ones that he has caught throughout his career as a cop. Yes, that's what Luther is about. Imagine your favorite Mr. Reddington turned out to be the bullish do-gooder that you had never imagined. What if you loved to hate his character and yet still he had the title of being the protagonist still attached to him? Everything about Luther is almost similar to The Blacklist, but in a better way. Not just that, Idris Elba's outstanding acting only adds up to it. There's a reason he won awards for his performance on this very show. The psychological thriller would definitely keep you on the edge of your seats throughout its 5 seasons. Next is Hannibal. What if we add the mysterious cannibal incidents along with the murders to The Blacklist? That'd make Hannibal. The plot follows the life happenings of a young FBI agent who is out there seeking guidance, both personally and professionally, from a kind of mysterious, or it'd be better to say unusual, forensic psychiatrist. While the young guy is still in the process of learning, this same psychiatrist is convicted of cannibalism and murder, which then leads to the discovery of several theatrical murderers. If one sees from our perspective, Will Graham of Hannibal resembles Elizabeth Keen in several ways. Not just that, the psychology behind killing and then finding out the reasons behind each murder are based on the same theme as The Blacklist. The short-lived yet amazing drama is available both on Netflix and Amazon Prime. Also, here's some advice for watching this series. Do not look look for spoilers. You'll ruin the fun for yourself. Another on our list is Designated Survivor, another one for the crime thriller lovers. This may not represent any character that is similar to any of the Blacklist's characters, but the show is definitely based on similar themes and formats. While the Blacklist is more about social injustice and corruption in government institutions, Designated Survivor is about the political tactics and the crimes that take place behind the doors of government offices. The show picks up the story when a disastrous explosion only leaves one man behind to be the president of the US, and everyone is now up for protecting him. Why? Because if he goes down, everyone else present in the Oval Offices does as well. ABC initially produced the show, however the channel canceled it after 2 seasons. Luckily, Netflix decided to pick up the show and renew it for a 3rd season, so now you can watch it on Netflix. Next up, Chicago PD. This show must have been there in Hulu suggestions if you watch crime thrillers way too much. Well, the streaming service definitely knows what's worth watching and what's not. While the Blacklist fans consider Raymond Reddington the best character out there, we have another nominee for this award. That is Hank Voight, leader of the intelligence unit in Chicago. Whenever we look at Voight, it feels like if we keep him and Reddington in one room, they'll make an amazing duo and will get along just fine. Even the level of criminals we see in these shows have such resemblance that one can never ignore Chicago PD after they've watched The Blacklist, and vice versa. One more thing that you definitely like about this show is that it doesn't stick to just one single plot throughout the seasons. Instead, the storylines keep expanding within every season. Another on the list is Blindspot. You might have already watched this one because we barely know anyone who loves The Blacklist but hasn't watched Blindspot. But if you haven't, go for it because the show is worth every minute. It is one of the shows that gives almost the same vibe as The Blacklist. Even the name of the show gives the feeling of familiarity. On several occasions, the show was even paired alongside The Blacklist by NBC while both the shows were on air. Too bad that Blindspot ended in 2020. Just like everyone has that "Who is Red Reddington?" question, Blindspot had the same question about Jane Doe, the mystery of the protagonist's identity and dealing with criminal minds throughout the show. Sounds familiar, right? For several regions, the show is available on Netflix. However, others can watch it only on Hulu. But once again, Hulu isn't available for everyone either. Lastly, The Blacklist Redemption. Yes, this one is the closest one to The Blacklist. However, it's more about revealing the secrets about Tom Keene and his family. If you're a Tom Keene fan, this one is definitely for you. The Blacklist Redemption is that show that will reveal every secret surrounding Keene's parents. Fans will often find it weird that there's no background about Tom Keene in The Blacklist. Well, how would there be when they have a whole separate show for it? Not just that, you'll get another surprise when you see the return of Mattias, who's considered one of the best villains in this show. But the surprise doesn't end here. Mattias is everything but not a villain in this series. Sadly, the series only got 1 season and was canceled after it. But trust us when we say that this 1 season is enough to give you enough background as well as an adventure. We believe that the show deserved more than 1 season, but it is what it is. So if you want to watch it, there are plenty of options to tune in. Watch it at Vudu Movie and TV Store, Redbox, Prime Video, Plex, Crackle, Philo, Vudu, and even on Apple TV. Here are our top suggestions for anyone looking for shows similar to The Blacklist. If you have something else to share, do let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to drop a like before leaving. Until next time, goodbye.